It's a council estate in a building, which is a representation of my old council estate in a building. Completely random. I'd also got a statue hire business. I've got 2 11-foot Hulks, an Iron Man, a Batman. I was going to put Hulk in the net. And I remember him saying to me, he said, I've never seen the kids have as much fun playing football.
Best advice you've ever received?
It was the phrase of, as you go further up, you're going to go past the people that you'll meet on the way down.
Yard ball in 5 years in one word.
International.
Lovely. That was good as well. Andy, you had a bit of airtime.
We've started to look for a building in Manchester, so we want Manchester to be the second location.
What you got for your tea? Hello and welcome to episode 4 of Pub Chats, the show where we invite guests on to talk all things business, Sheffield, whilst having a good old natter over a pint. Today's guest grew up playing football anywhere he could. Streets, parks, estates, anything could be a goal or a pitch with a bit of creativity. That was his Wembley, playing for the love of the game. That mindset went on to shape a space all about enjoying the game and making new memories. That space is called Yard Ball, and it was created by the man in front of me, Scott Riley. Welcome to Pub Chats, mate.
Thanks for having me.
How you doing?
All right.
Good man. So look, Yard Ball, I think, from my perspective, looks like it's gone down an absolute storm with Sheffield and around the UK, I would say. I mean, I know you mentioned people have come from all over.
Yeah.
Your socials look great, and I think it's a great asset for Sheffield. For anyone who doesn't know what Yard Ball is, how would you describe it to them?
If I put it in its simplest format, how I always try and make people understand it. So it's for my generation of a certain age, it's nostalgia. It's a thought evoking experience which takes you back. For the modern generation, my kids, it's a discovery. It gives them something what they will never have. And as the generations go by, it will become less and less and less. It's a council estate in a building, which is a representation of my old council estate in a building, where you can just have nostalgic memories playing football or discovering new memories playing football, but ultimately you're doing the same thing. It's probably not a great explanation.
No, that was good. It was great. I got it.
But yeah.
And then, so what made you come up with the idea, for one? Because I know I've known you for a few years. I won't say I've known you, but I know of you.
Yeah.
And I know it's been, this idea of Yard Ball's been going for a number of years.
Yeah.
How did you come up with the idea? What made you want to do it? What was the process of starting Yard Ball?
So, I mean, in a previous life, obviously, so my background is branding, and for many years I worked in leisure, so trampoline parks, ninja parks. So I was exposed to that market before it was a market, and actually I found it really fascinating. But then in the home life with my kids, they'd started playing football. Well, my lad had started playing football, and I really started to grow out of love with football. I started to hate it. I didn't like it, and a lot of the reason for the unenjoyment was the experience my lad was having through football. So he was very nervous, very anxious. He was only 9 at the time. It would have been 8. And he was really struggling. But everything surrounding grassroots, it was awful. You'd got parents shouting on the sidelines. The kids were put under loads of pressure. So I had a really bad... It gave me I fell out of love with it, in all honesty. Didn't watch it. Used to turn up and watch my lad. And I hated watching him, even though, it's my lad playing football. But it was everything surrounding it. It wasn't the game. It was just everything that came with it. Then obviously the world changed and we went into lockdown, which took... The one thing that lockdown did for me is it took everything away, but left me with everything I'd got. So it left me with my family, my kids, and time.
What were you doing? What was your work before COVID? Were you working for ninja parks and stuff?
So at that time, going into COVID, I was a bit of a brand consultant. Right. So I had clients where I was advising them on branding and brand positioning and interior and things like that. Completely random. I'd also got a statue hire business. Yeah.
What's the statue hire business?
So I've basically got 20 statues. So Marvel, DC. So I've got 2 11-foot Hulks, an Iron Man, a Batman. And I was hiring them out shopping centres for events. But obviously every shopping centre closed. So the statues got put into a warehouse and forgotten about.
I've
still got them. Yeah. They're in Yardball, actually, on the other side. I was going to put Hulk in the net. What that period of time gave me was, it took all that experience of working in leisure. I had loads of time on my hands. I had no distraction. I felt probably the most present I'd ever felt with my own kids. I wasn't getting emails bombarding me. I wasn't getting phone calls. I wasn't trying to get business, find business, sit, design. I wasn't doing none of that at all. And I spent a lot of that time. I mean, the weather was great.
It was.
I spent a lot of that time encouraging Bella, my daughter, to play football on the garden, and she just wouldn't do it. She was like, "Girls don't play football." I'm like, "Do play football, but let's play my football." So it was like, honestly, it was like a junkyard. So I was putting buckets in, anything to get her to kick this football. So we set up buckets in nets. We put up top bins. And we just played games. So although we were playing football, I just gamified it, and it got her playing. And she plays now, actually. So it kind of worked. And this idea started turning. And it wasn't necessarily, I didn't have the idea then. It just made me remember how much I loved playing out and playing football. So all that negative I took in, it kind of got it out of me. But then obviously, as soon as the world started to turn a little bit normal, I started going back in work mode and thinking, right, what am I doing next? You know, the shopping centres were still kind of slowly opening. I'm going to get back into branding, but I fancy a bit of a crack at leisure. So I ended up basically thinking, right, how can I make how I'm feeling now with my kids, what gives me that experience? How do I get it, right? So I went to my mum's. So my mum lives in a masonette in the estate still that I grew up in. And I took the kids to my mum's, and me and Ronnie were stood on the landing overlooking the yard. And I literally so from my almost bedroom window viewpoint below, I said to Ronnie, right, this yard is where I used to play football. So those washing posts were my nets. And he was like, you're looking at me just completely confused. I'm saying, this was my pitch. Them garages is where we used to play one-on-one. You know it is one-on-one. We used to have 8 people in a garage, 10 lives, eliminate each other. He's looking completely blank-faced. The pub at the bottom of the road is where we used to play Wembley. And then we had park fields full of nets. Yeah. And then I could see him brightening up and going, oh. So I took him on the yard, kicked a ball, loved it. So I'm like, right, okay, cogs turning. But as we got back upstairs, there was 2 lads that come out. One had a Sheffield Wednesday tracksuit on, about 11, played for the academy, lived in one of the masonettes. His mate came out, fairly overweight, you know, one of his mate, I think he was about 9. They picked up a can, they stuck it on the top of the bin, and they literally tried to knock the can off the bin.
Brilliant.
Right, brilliant. Yeah. And it took me right back to going, this is the shit that I used to do. Yeah. Like imagination. And Ronnie was just fascinated by it. And it is one of them things where everything kind of comes together, and I'm like, something in this, but how do I lift this estate up and turn it into something where people visit it? Because it sounds ridiculous. And I put it to bed, and I forgot about it. And all the thing that just kept pulling me back in was that feeling of, I want to feel like that. I want to be able to go somewhere and enjoy that. And I just got my laptop out and started writing it. Started writing this business plan, designing it, because I was a designer, so I could kind of create what I thought it was going to be. I didn't have no money. I didn't have a building. I didn't have anything.
But you had a great idea.
But I had a great...
And something you're passionate about, which is key.
Yeah, and I did have a great idea, but I've had a lot of great ideas, and I'm a bit of a nightmare because
you strike me as a person who you know, you go to bed and you just buzzing. You've got these ideas.
It's a blessing and a curse.
Yeah.
But this one just wouldn't go away, and everybody I spoke to were like, "Scott, don't that one off. There's something in that. Just keep hold of it." Like, yeah, but it just seems a big thing. I've got to get an investor, blah blah. But I just chipped away at it for probably 4 years, and then it was like, okay, I got it to a reasonable state where I still had no money, still didn't have a building, but because I had spent lots of time designing it, thinking the ideas through, modelling it, doing a lot of work, naming it, you know, all the stuff you would have to go to a company and get, I had it. I had to go and find an investor.
And was that, I'm guessing, you know, you've basically got your whole life in what, a PDF, few PDFs?
It was a PDF.
Yeah,
it was a document.
Designs and
it was a document.
So was that the hardest bit about the whole process, is turning from this, was it to find an investor, I'm assuming was the hardest part?
It was the hardest, but yeah, where's the money?
Yeah.
How am I going to do this? Because, you know, it's going to cost some money.
And you want to do it right.
I want to do it right.
Yeah.
Because there's an easy way in this where you do it really bad and you're not bothered about the detail. You're not, but obviously I am. Again, that's a blessing and a curse. But I think because I had such a strong vision, and I knew, because I'd got the detail and I'd got a bit of a past in terms of the market, finding the investors were actually fairly easy.
Right.
Sitting in front of them and saying it out loud is pretty... What do you want to do, Scott? What do you want for the money? I want to build a council estate and put it in a building so kids can kick balls through masonette windows.
But you stored, what you've just said in the past, 10 minutes there?
That's
what sells it.
And that's, well, when he say out
it's from
loud...
the heart, isn't it?
Yeah. And it was it's completely connected to what I did. But again, as much as it's deeply connected, someone's still got to put some money up front. Someone's still got to back it.
And of course I don't want to say how much, but I've been there, and a lot of you listening and watching would have been there. You can tell, like you said, the details and that wouldn't have been cheap. So
it was cheaper because of me. Because I did it. Because I did it.
But what I'm saying, if you'd have done it a bit on the cheap and on half-assed, that kind of thing can't be done like that. I don't think it has to be.
No,
bang.
But exactly. It's lucky in a sense of that's what I do. So I was in there in my scruffs, sticking, tearing, designing, printing, sticking it up. I was a nightmare. Like the running joke on the when we actually started to build it was like nobody wanted me to get run over because everything was coming out of my head, and we built it organically. So it was one day I'd turn up and go, let's put that there. The next day I'd turn up and go, I've changed my mind. But we had a good team.
Right.
Like they understood what I was like.
Yeah.
I was a nightmare. But it was the detail.
Yeah.
It was all about the detail. You have one chance to make a good impression, and I couldn't not have, because it was so out there. It didn't exist. It's a completely new concept.
I've noticed on your socials and when you go in there, obviously it's sort of music, sport, fashion, and all seems based around sort of 90s.
Yeah.
So is that how old are you in the 90s?
Yeah. Well, I'm 46 now.
So you were,
It was my, late 80s, early 90s. That was my.
So you were always going down that sort of 90s route.
Yeah, I thought, well, look, if I'm gonna build something that's based on my memories, it's the memories what I had when I was that age, which was, and I've had this conversation before. People will always say to me, as a brand, you bang on the money. Like everybody's launching retro shirts. But
I was just about to mention that.
But it was 5 years ago when I had this idea. That wasn't a thing then.
No.
The thing that remains is that's when I grew up, and it was the best time. It was the time when we were
music, no phones.
It was class. Yeah. Going out, everything.
Yeah.
Everything was just better.
Yeah.
It was better. It was just better. And we all longed for that.
I missed just that bit. I was born in 95, so I sort of had the no phones and the stuff.
but it wasn't like
not
now.
wasn't like when I'm like 25 to 30, you know.
Yeah, no. So it was always about that period. It was always about that time period. And I personally think that time period for me was for the love of the game. And it's the reason it's for the love of the game.
A place to love the
game again, because we loved the game because of the game. We didn't love the game because of everything that comes with it. We loved it because of 11v11, kicking a ball around, anything could happen.
Yeah.
That's what we loved.
It's proper nostalgia. I mean, and also you don't, I was listening to something the other day and I think it's true, you don't get players now, like 90s, like your Gazas, your Letitiers, you know, you don't get them.
No, they don't, they're like...
They're all told, pass to that right.
Yeah, so you don't, there's no, in my opinion, there's no modern day player that plays on instinct. The best players to ever grace the game played on instinct. Nobody told Gaza what to do.
No, they told maybe the other 10. And
instinctive.
Just said, go off and do what you do best.
So instinctive. And I said this the other day, it's like, even down to my kids now still play, you know, they're never told to just go out and play. They're just told what to do, which is crazy.
No fun in that.
Well, there is no fun in it. You know, Bella's 11, and I genuinely, I watch her training sessions, and I am confused. I'm like...
I know.
I mean, they get it, they do it, but it's just no fun.
No.
But ultimately, though, that is also a reason why yard ball exists, because it's an escape from that. Because you can still come and do the thing you love doing, but you're not working off a whiteboard, or you haven't got anybody tell you how to kick it in that bin. You do what you want, but you're still kicking a ball.
Do you get? Well, I've seen it, but I assume you do get like academy players coming and, you know, whether as a full academy or on their own in the trucks.
Yeah.
And I bet they love it, don't they?
Yeah,
because they're not doing that at Wednesday Academy, are they?
No. I mean, we honestly. So we had. We've had quite a few academies come across. So like Aston Villa brought 150 across.
Wow.
We had Malta, so a team from Malta which came across to play Liverpool, and then on the way back they stopped off at yard ball.
Brilliant.
And I spoke to it was hilarious. Like all the parents were sat in the bar drinking whiskey. I was like, what's happened here? Like, it's just full of all these kids who have got these tracksuits on.
I bet you don't sell much whiskey either, so I bet you're quite
No,
happy.
we literally, it was like...
Yeah, blow combos off whiskey.
But I spoke to one of the guys, and I was like, you know, why? Can I ask why you've come? And he's like, well, we played Liverpool, we've seen it online, we've stopped off, and I remember him saying to me, he said, I've never seen the kids have as much fun playing football, and I was like, football's not fun anymore unless you come here, and that was a little bit of a moment where it's like, yeah, what I wanted to do. They're getting it. The kids are getting it. They're getting the fulfillment. They're still kicking the ball. They're still actually improving. Because
of course. Touch.
Everything.
Technical.
Yeah. The body shape, like they're trying to kick it through a car boot window. By standing slightly to the left, they've realised I can.
And it's still competitive because you want to beat your mate.
Yeah, well, exactly.
You don't want to lose.
If he hits a 5,000, you're gutted.
Yeah. Because
you're like, I'm out the game. So that there was a moment there where it was like, and that's from someone who didn't live in England. So I mean, we all had the same. We kind of all grew up the same, just in different postcodes.
Obviously, I know you're from Sheffield. Proud man, Wednesday fan, I believe. So I assume obviously you've chosen Sheffield because you are from Sheffield, but you could have easily gone to a Manchester, more population, more eyes on the city. Why did you end up choosing Sheffield?
The first offer I actually got was in Manchester.
Right.
And I dug my heels in. And my investor at the time, so my investor is from Sheffield, born and raised in Sheffield, but then he's moved on, he lives up in Whitby. And it was, like, brand's everything to me. And it's, if the story of the brand started in Sheffield and the memories of my childhood were in Sheffield, yes, I get it translates everywhere, but because we get a lot of people, I'm thinking, look, people are going to travel and probably visit it. I want them to make a memory, and I want that memory to be in Sheffield. So when they take it back to their city, we can always say it was there. It started there. I'd love to put it in every city if I could. But that was the thing. It wouldn't have felt genuine.
Yeah, it's true
to start it.
Yeah.
It just didn't feel right. You know, my mum's masonette is in there.
Yeah.
Like it's a representation of her masonette.
It is so good, like the reality of it. Like, do you know, it's not like...
Yeah, no,
you know, it does look like a proper mason.
Yeah.
Like someone could be in there.
Yeah, genuinely, yeah. And that again, that authenticity is important because there's a way where you could have, you know, we could have just created a fake set. But yeah, that again, it's not real. It's got to feel real.
So look, we're going to move on to a bit of rapid fire.
All right.
Just to break it up slightly.
Go on then.
So 5-a-side or 11-a-side?
5-a-side.
Was that even when you were a kid, 5-a-side? Yeah,
all day. Yeah, all day. But I didn't really play for many teams as a kid. I spent all my time playing on streets, on garages, on fields. 5 all day.
What's your favourite thing about Sheffield?
The honesty that people have got. I think we say it how it is. I know there's a lot of places that do that. I think that's what I like the most, and that's just through my experience of growing up around my uncles and people who I know. They'll always say how it is. They're very honest. I mean, my mum's a nightmare, a nightmare. But I think that's a good quality.
Yeah. See, I'm not from Sheffield. I'm from Leicester, but I've been here 12 years, and I would say honest, but really kind and fair. On the whole, people of Sheffield, you know, I've met some lovely people. You know, but again, like you say, you know, honest and you know, don't beat around the bush.
Yeah. But I think that does bring kindness.
Yeah, it helps you along the way.
Yeah, if you're openly honest, you are naturally more kind. Yeah.
Good answer. Best advice you've ever received?
And it's listen, he probably borrowed this from somebody else. It was the phrase of, as you go further up, you're going to go past the people that you'll meet on the way down. So always be nice, always be respectful, always be kind. Just keep that path, because you know you can fall from grace, and these are going to be. And I do remember that, and I took that in when I went and started working for myself. That was the bit that stuck, and since then, I still work with people now who I met from the first day I set up my own business. And they still work. One of them works for me now.
That's great. I'm going to use that, actually. It's a good one.
Yeah, I'm sure it exists on someone's kitchen wall somewhere. It'd be one of them.
With love live life.
And he's imparted it as his wisdom, and I've gone, that's genius.
You maybe not go to football anymore, but if you were going to a football match, Tuesday night, it's freezing cold, pie or chips and gravy?
Oh, chips and gravy.
Really? Yeah. Not a pucker pie?
No. Well, I don't know, actually. Can you have all three?
Yeah, you can have all three.
I'd probably have all three.
And what would be your pie filling?
Steak.
I think I know the answer to this, but VAR, yes or no?
Oh, no. Clear and obvious. Like everybody, you say. If it's clear and obvious, no issue. If it's somebody's fingernail, what is the point?
Your favourite player growing up?
Ryan Giggs.
Right, okay. Ryan Giggs.
It was the fearless, like, get at him.
Yeah, it was. That was his game, wasn't it? And he was quick, but he weren't like rapid, I don't think.
No, but he was rapid.
Giggs?
He was rapid.
See, I don't see him as rapid,
yeah, but
no.
You don't.
I see him as quick, you know, I'm just saying slow.
But like, he always had the ball at his feet when he was running, and he was still quick. He wasn't kick it and chase it.
No.
It was like, so to move at that pace with the ball.
Quick with the ball at his feet.
I was like, whoa. I got loads. Like, I loved Mark Hughes. I loved Cantona. Like, I loved Di Canio. I loved a lot, but he was the one where posters on walls.
Yeah.
My bedroom was covered in Ryan Giggs posters. I wanted to be him. I wanted to watch him. It was a real obsession. And it helped me, actually. I played a bit like him. That was good.
One thing you tell your past self?
That you don't need a lot. You don't. I think we all strive for more, but you don't actually need more. But we're in like a bit of a weird time where we all want more. So I would, because that was always the fear growing up. Growing up with nothing, you know, I grew up we had no money.
Same. I had nothing, but you don't. When you grow up with nothing, you kind of it's it's fine.
It's just normal.
Yeah, it's normal life.
It's normal.
We play out. You can't get the new PlayStation or whatever.
No, you deal with it. You just deal with it. You write it off, and that's how I felt in lockdown. Don't need it. You didn't have that parent guilt. It was all gone. So I would probably, there was a lot of fear of going, ooh, I don't want to have nothing. I want loads. It's like, no, you don't need loads. You just need a bit. It's all right. Probably that.
Good answer, and I agree with you. Final one. Yard ball in 5 years in one word.
International.
Great answer. International, which we'll come in a bit later in the pod about talking about where you want it to go. So look, you've been open about 16 months now.
Yeah.
What is so in my head, it's brilliant. I've been. I always thought the struggle would be maybe once people have been 2 or 3 times. Once they've been, how do you get them to come back?
Yeah.
So we're 16 months in now. What are the current struggles you might have at Yard Ball, and how? And you know what I've just said about people coming back after 4 times. How do you approach that?
Yeah. So consistency is a big thing in any business. Mm-hmm. So fixed costs, overheads, keep the X's on the ground, drive the sales, the boring stuff. So our challenge probably over this next period is just that consistency. And we can gain that consistency by building the community like we're doing. So it's time. We're a really small team. For something that looks so big, we're really small. So the key to success for me is building the community side of it, which is working with schools, which is working with all the kind of areas that, again, I was influenced through growing up. So free school meals, underprivileged children, like schools, corporate, like all the stuff that happens outside of just general public. Because general public, to your point of how do you keep them coming back? Well, we're probably lucky in a sense of, look, we've gamified it. There's a point scoring system. Everybody who leaves, they always want to come back. They never quite get the challenge done. They never quite hit it in the car boot. So it leaves that little bit of want for more. But we're not a gym. So we're not going to get, they're not going to be coming every month. And people are skint. Let's be right. So we just have to be savvy. We have to manage our costs. We have to build our community, which sits outside of general purse spend. And then we just have to get a consistent level of visitors. And really, that's the strategy. And that's how I think that's how we get the win.
Yeah. Well, and do you know what is the average person that people are coming back? Do you know?
It's really strange. So we don't struggle to get people back 3 times. We get a lot of.
So 3 is the sort of magic.
Local.
Yeah.
We've had people travel as far as Cornwall to come. You're not getting them back. No. But we will get them back in the holidays.
It's good.
Yeah, it's great.
But
they're not coming every week.
No. Yeah.
But because it's seasonal, and you do have key holiday periods, they will come back because we make sure they have a good experience. So you might only get a custom off of them twice a year, but it's important. That's once is great. So 3 is not really a struggle, but then it goes a bit sporadic where we've had people who have been 6 times, 8 times, 12 times. And I think it's just down to, I think a lot of the people I've spoke to have been a lot of times, it's because it's like a release from their day-to-day football. So they bring them there to get away from the trials and the stresses of playing for academies, playing all the stuff. They've got no escape. They don't go out and play. So, I spoke to a dad not long back. He was like, they just don't play out anymore. And I was like, yeah, no. My kids do a little bit. They play Kirby, but then, yeah. And he's like, he said, but this place is great because it's kind of like I'm giving him a safe environment.
Well, it's a safe space because the world is a bit more dangerous now than what.
Yeah. Well, no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't say the world is more dangerous. I think we see it more. We're exposed to it more.
Yeah, through social media, television.
Yeah. There was lots of bad things happening.
Yeah, but as a 12-year-old, you probably didn't see that
No,
in the 90s.
No, it was a rumour, weren't it?
Yeah.
Oh, there's some weird guy up the road.
Yeah.
Like, oh, right. Yeah. Now he's got his own channel.
Yeah. I just want to touch on, because I think it is a massive part of your business, I would assume, and I think that it looks great, is social media for Yardball. How big of a thing and how key is social media for Yardball?
It's everything. I say that through gritted teeth because I don't like it personally. I hate it, but I understand it.
Yeah,
and I appreciate it. But in terms of reach, in terms of the pull, all our longest travelling visitors have all seen it via TikTok. So it's essential. But the bit I guess the bit that I don't like is it is a bloodline, and I really, you just can't turn it off. And we've all got into that position where we can't turn it off.
I look at other companies that I do social media for more than my own personal one, to be honest. I might look at mine every now and then.
But that's the same with me. I become interested in what's happening on Yardball.
Yeah.
But I don't like it anyway, because I think there's enough distraction. It's and obviously my kids are now at an age where the eldest two have got phones, and I just
hear daft little TikToks in the background when you're driving.
And then Snapchat and all this stuff, and it's just like I can't. Yeah, literally. But but from a marketing tool, you can't get away from it. But there is and that's why I mentioned community a lot, because that's an area where you don't need it, and that's an area where you can build without it. And we don't need to tell people about that stuff.
No,
we don't want to tell people. Like, we've done lots of good things, but we don't want to put it on social because it doesn't need to live there. But yeah, vital, mate. And I'm on here today. First thing I've ever done, by the way.
So I've seen, obviously, via your socials, you get lots of people taking videos of themselves, pinging it for a bin or whatever. What is your favourite moment you've seen at Yardball?
Oh, easy. There's two, actually. One's really... So the really quick one is, guy walked in with his son. There was a few of them. This guy he was a big guy. Walked in with his son, and I was saying, "Oh, you playing?" He's like, "No, I'm not playing. I don't kick a ball around with him anymore." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." I'm going, "You will?" And he's like, "No, I'm going in. I'm going to stand in bar." So I'm like, "All right, mate, yeah." His lad went in, and he stood at the window looking in. And I kept walking past him. I'm going, "You're getting tempted, aren't you?" He's going, "Well, I don't. It does look good, but I don't really kick it." And it was a little bit sad because he was like, "I don't really kick the ball around with my son anymore." I was like, "Get yourself out there." And he's like, walk past again, he'd gone. Right? And I thought, he's in there, but I'm not going in. He came out sweating bucket, loving it. Came out hugging his kid.
Great.
Like, literally arm around him, and he went, "Man, it was brilliant. I loved it." And I was like, so that was a bit of a moment where it was like, it's someone who'd obviously given up on going, "I'm probably a bit overweight. I don't kick the ball around with my son anymore." Yeah. And he did.
Just go sit out a couple of pints.
It was, mate. So that was brilliant.
That's a fantastic story. That.
But then the other one, like 3 generations. So the granddad walked through the door. He got Sambas on, shorts on. He's come to do it. This guy's come.
He ain't messing around.
So then next minute, another guy walks in, lad walks in. And he actually come and pulled me first, and he said, "Oh, it looks brilliant. I've seen it online." He said, "I've come with my son and my grandson." And I was like, brilliant.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That's amazing. I went, "Are you all going to play?" He was like, yeah. He went, "Well, actually, I used to coach my son, but now I coach his son." So he was coaching his grandson. I was like, brilliant. And I was like, can I get a photo? And he's like, "Yeah, of course you can." So I took a photo. And they went in, and I thought, I'm not going to go in. I'll let them come out. And they came out. And it was just, that like one of them moments where you go, that's what I did it for. Like that right there. You're not sidelined. As a dad, you're not sidelined like I am now. If we go to a trampoline park, I'm sat in the calf. I'm in. His granddad is in. So I was like, it's literally given them all that capability and that enjoyment. So things like that, and outside of everything else, them little moments.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Right, we're now going to go on to a bit of a game.
Oh, yeah. Football.
And it's got... Maybe we could have done a football one, couldn't we?
We should have done the coin football.
Yeah. We're gonna do flip the beer mat. So you got three attempts to flip the beer mat.
Yeah.
You can obviously do it. You can start with 6 and go up to 10, whatever you want. But
this is my idea.
I've given you enough here. I mean, I don't think you'll need any more than that. But choose as many as you want. 3 attempts, Scott. Currently, Luke Horton is top with 15. So 6.
6. Going for 6.
Lovely. That was good as well. And you had a bit of airtime.
I've got a bit 6, right? Go on.
6. What are you going up to now?
I'm not going to count. I've just added a wedge.
But we need to know.
Yeah, no, I'll count after.
Oh, okay.
Too much pressure knowing how many's there. How many's there? Yeah, whereas I don't know what. This could be the record.
It could be Luke Horton-esque, that.
Junkie.
Ooh. How many is in there, though?
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
10. So you can either...
I'm just going to go for the win.
You're going to go for 16?
Yeah, give me another 5 and I'll put... There we go. I've got it.
Right. Scott Riley, founder of Yardball, to go top of the table in Flip the Beer Mat, has gone for 16. Can he do it?
Oh!
Unlucky. Unlucky.
I'm all right with 10.
Yeah.
10's good.
10. Scott goes second. So we've currently got Luke Horton top, Yardball second.
Need a leaderboard.
So Scott, really enjoyed the pod, mate. It's probably been one of my favourite. I know you said you were nervous, but you're brilliant. And I can see why. I can see why Yardball is such a success and how you got an investor, because it's from the heart. So
I appreciate that.
You're very good, mate. I want to end with, where do you see Yardball going in the next 5-10 years? I know you mentioned international with your one-word answer earlier. What does Yardball look like in the next 5-10 years?
So multiple sites. So this Easter we're going into National Football Museum. So as
a pop-up.
Yeah. So it is a semi-permanent. So we're in there till October. They approached me. They love the concept. I pitched to them in terms of filling their streets, because everything celebrates football in the museum. Nothing really celebrates where it came from. So they loved it. So we're going in as a pop-up, which kind of gives us our first step into Manchester. We've started to look for a building in Manchester. So we want Manchester to be the second location.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It feels close enough. We get a lot of people coming from Manchester. I want to try and stay northern.
Yeah.
But beyond that, for me, major football cities, whether they're in the UK, Ireland, international, we've had approaches from different countries.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the Manchester one is going to be happening.
So I see the Manchester one as the first one, actually, because I've kind of reinvented elements of it. So Sheffield will always be the home of
football.
but it's evolved as it naturally will.
Yeah.
And there's lots more things we want to implement. So I feel like that will be the start of the rollout.
Wow.
Hopefully.
Well, I wish you all the best with it, mate.
Thank you, mate.
Sounds great. Like I say, I think Yardball's an amazing. It's a great asset for Sheffield.
I appreciate it.
I end always with a light-hearted question, because I love asking this question. 21 I see in the day. What you got for your tea?
Oh, do you know what? I'm going to be really boring, because I'm on a health kick.
Right.
So tonight I'll be having steak. Yeah,
Yeah, sounds great so far.
With sweet chili, with rice, spinach, peppers, and broccoli.
There we go. Hey, that sounds great. I don't think that sounds that boring. It sounds great. So Scott, thank you so much for coming on the pod, mate.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching or listening to another episode of Pub Chats. You can watch or listen to any other episodes of Pub Chats over on our Spotify and YouTube.